Alright, let's build the master sequence now that we have all of our visual assets ready to go. We're going to start off with a blank master, as you can see over here, and we're going to start off with the intro. Now we're going to put that on our timeline and play it, and notice that it's a little bit long. It's a long time to look at that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my current time indicator at the 3-second mark, and this time I'm actually going to shorten the title. So now it's only going to last 3 seconds. And what I can do when I put my first title for my first category is, if I want them to be 3 seconds long, I can temporarily put it up there on the video 2 track and shorten it down as well, and use one title to affect the length of the other. So let me just do that again. Of course, first we want our sequence for food and put it right there. And now I'm going to take my second title, which is video games, and put it over the food and then shorten it down. Because this magnet is turned on, that causes things to snap into place, and so I know that those are the same length. Scroll over, take my second timeline, video games, and drop it into place, and get my third title. We just build it with all the pieces that we've created. I need my fourth title. If I just put it there, then it's going to be 5 seconds long by default. So I'm going to put it right here and shorten it. 5 seconds is a long time to look at a single word. Take my fifth title and drop it on top of that one on video 2, just long enough to shorten it to 3 seconds. Okay, once I've got my fifth sequence in place, it's time for the credits at the end. So I'm going to go get my credits. Notice it has a little piece of film because this is a moving title, and put it at the end. Now, it's going to move too fast in 5 seconds. I have too many lines there. So just like I made the other one shorter, I can give the credits longer to scroll by. So I've doubled the length of my credits, and now I watch it again. So depending on how many of these you have, you're going to adjust its speed by changing how many seconds it has to show. Okay. Now is when we can put some different transitions in between. So what you're going to do is look for the Effects tab here and open up the Video Transitions. 3D motion is pretty fun. There's lots of different ones to try out there. What you'll notice under Dissolve is that there's a gold box around the cross dissolve. That's supposed to be the default. Always put it back on that if you decide to use something else as your default. But let's take a look. If we've got Cube Spin, I'm going to put it in between my two titles so you can see that there. And then maybe some flip over when it goes to the food. Now what you're going to notice is that this flipping over has this gray. So when you have a transition like this, you can actually zoom in and select it and see the options for it. You can have it flip over from another direction. And in this case, we're going to customize and choose a fill color of black so that we don't see that gray right there. So now we've got a nice flip over where it takes it and then the picture comes in. So this is where you get to experiment and find the different kinds of transitions that you really like. For example, iris. Here's the iris diamond. And let's try iris cross for when it goes into video games. So you're going to do that for all of these. Let's see, let's do Map, these are very difficult to use, so skip those. There is page peel, which is an interesting effect, but again, there's a lot of white and gray on there, and I tend to stay away from that, even though it does have a nice shadow page peeling effect. If I'm not doing something about books, then I normally stay away from page peels. So let's just do a band slide. Zoom in a little. Multi-spin can be fun. So just experiment and find some different ones. On this project, you get to use all sorts of different transitions. On a typical video project, though, you'll just use the cross dissolve, maybe just leave it as a cut, and then maybe have one at the beginning and one at the end of these special ones. But learn about these different transitions and how they work and how to control them. Again, if you click on it, you can actually choose directions for a lot of these if you want it to do it from the bottom. Like that. And we'll take another look here, do some wipes. Here's the clock wipe, which can be a lot of fun as well. And again, you can choose where that clock wipe begins by choosing different points on here. You can show actual sources and even go through it and figure out just what you want it to do. When you watch it over here, it may look a little bit different. Some of them can have unexpected effects, so experiment and try them all out. We have this pinwheel here at the end for the following websites, and a lot of times I will just cross dissolve out for a nice fade. And there you go. You have a completed timeline with an intro and titles introducing each of your categories.